Hey y'all, come hang out with me at the barn. It's nice and cool this evening. Two services today. This morning service, Thursday morning I couldn't sleep, and God put me, and He's been having me study a lot in Deuteronomy. Deuteronomy is a book of instructions. It's not laws to me; it's instructions. And I was reading and breaking down something that was spoken this morning, a little bit different, but it was still there. But this evening's message was like retelling my entire story. You can't tell me God is not a personal God. You can't. God hears what we don't say. God hears the tiniest of whispers, the loudest screams. God hears it all. I was that girl that was staying in a situation that I shouldn't stay in because the fear of the what ifs and the unknowns. And I stayed 5 years longer than I should have. And not only did it hurt me, it hurt these kids, and it hurt my ex-husband in ways that the impact is hard to fully comprehend. And when God said, and He gave me the peace to leave, I couldn't see. But He kept saying, believe. He kept saying, praise. He kept saying, just trust me. The last year and a half almost has been really difficult. And I'm not going to lie. There's been moments where I have been steadying my faith, and then there have been moments where I struggled a little bit. But I didn't realize just how deep the struggle would get. This summer has been women's conference, chosen's conference, ministers conference, men's conference, youth camp, equipped. It's been busy. And God spoke some promises to me, and He has been nonstop revelations and promises. And my time frame and His was not the same. From the very beginning of me stepping out in faith, there have been promises that have been spoken in His timing. And somewhere along the lines this summer, I really lost myself. It's been 21 years since I even had alcohol in my system. But I wanted alcohol. I wanted to drink alcohol. I wanted to numb the pain, the frustration. I was angry and I was mad because God is faithful, but I was not. And why am I struggling? And why could I not understand it? And why is God not answering? And am I doing something wrong? So many questions that I was asking. I got into a dark place. I wasn't the only one. I've known people that have relapsed. I've known people that have fallen, and how to get back up they don't know. And it's been rough. Men's conference last week. Oh, excuse me, my nose. I'm sitting there Saturday night, and this is a men's conference, mind you, and I'm sitting there Saturday night, and I kept hearing music. And I thought Camden was playing, and Camden wasn't playing, and it was God, and He was just, all of a sudden, He began to pour out something that only He would know, that would minister to me in a way that I've never done or haven't heard in a long time. I don't know how to explain it. It was so sweet and it was so anointed. I just was overwhelmed. And then the van broke down. And I kind of was nonchalant about it because I was like at peace about it because I knew God had it. Wednesday morning, I began to struggle with it. Like, I didn't sleep. I found myself in a place, in a state of mind that I hadn't been in a long time. And I really struggled the first night, and the second night I got into my word and I began to pray, and the third night I said no. I said, God, you're bigger than whatever is coming against me, and it was him telling me, you're not depending on me enough, you're not trusting me, this is your prayer, but I'm giving you opportunity after opportunity, and you're struggling through. Testing wasn't done. Come the next day, I've always had a weird mindset when it comes to money and groceries and stuff like that, and Joey talked about it tonight. Money being your God, and I worship money in a weird way. I was so scared of spending it because what if? And lo and behold, I went into the grocery store, and I've got beans and I've got canned goods. I've got things, but I don't have the connections between the two of them, and I didn't have breakfast, and I was pulling myself, and I cried, and I was like, God, why do I struggle so bad? I'm not wasting money. I'm not going and buying a bunch of junk food. I just wanted just a few little staples to connect the beans to the and I wrestled so hard with it, and as soon as I got out, guess what? My van was not cranking. It was not, and I sat there and I knew what to do because it does this all the time. Sometimes it wants to crank, and sometimes it squeals at me like a stuck pig, and I just have to sit there and I have to let it throw its hissy fit, and the devil comes on me immediately, and he's like, I told you not to spend that money. You've got to have it for something else. Now look at you. You're such a fool. And the first person I ran to was my pastor, and I was like, please answer another one of my crazy questions because I don't understand. I'm not trying to doubt God, and I want to believe, I want to trust God, but it's hard. I don't see the end of this, but he does. He knows it. And then tonight, I just told God, I need you to talk to me. And there was a message that he gave me. I don't know who else heard Joey's message, but I know that God got very personal with me yet again. He didn't care that he sat down so sweetly and anointed me so beautifully the other night. He knew I needed it right here and right now. And he did. And so I don't know what you're going through. It's all different for each of us. A lot of us have had some struggles over the summer, over all of these conferences and everything else, but God is personal. And he knows exactly what you need, and he knows exactly the time frame of every door that he's got waiting on you. And he said, all I kept hearing him say last week is keep asking, keep seeking, keep knocking. This morning he kept telling me remain in him, and he will remain in me, and then I can ask anything. Remain in his word, remain in his love, cling to him, hold fast to him. Those are the words that he gave me, and I share to y'all. You cannot tell me that God's not a personal God, and I cannot promise and guarantee that I will not struggle. But I know that God has a purpose and a plan in all of this. And the testimony that is coming out of this, when he allows me to release it, will send somebody else spiraling in faith, I hope. Their faith will grow stronger because mine is right now. I love you guys. Thank you for joining me on the porch and listening to my rambles, but just know that God is a personal God, and what affects him, what affects you in his relationship is so much different than mine. But he said if you will cling to him, hold fast to him, to keep on. Don't stop praying. Don't stop. That's one thing I stopped doing, is I just stopped communicating with him. So, good night, y'all. Love you.